So we wanted to bring a few friends of Fox-Pitt eventing down to share with you some memories of stuff. And no better place to start than Tina Cook, because you and Will go back, I mean, to say you go back a long way is like a total understatement.
God, I know we've known each other a very, very long time. We didn't do pony club stuff together, even though we both lived down south. But juniors was really our first time of getting to know each other. And you're so naive then, you know, you're 15, 16. Obviously, I am a couple of years younger.
Obviously, just get that in early,
yes, exactly. People think it's the other way around. So we've had an amazing career.
But I think kind of you, Pip and Will, are sort of, you've been going so long together. And for me, I know when we were in hospital in France and he'd had that horrible fall, you know, who were the people that jumped on and wanged on over there and sat there with me? You know, it's the highs and the lows. But even though, what's so weird is that you all compete against each other, and there is that competition, which
of course
sometimes I'm like, oh, hang on,
I want to beat you.
But ultimately, underneath it, there's this amazing friendship.
Because you know, at any point in the season, you're the one that's going to be squashed or have a mistake or feel really down because you haven't got it right or the horses have gone wrong or you just feel like a failure and you've let everybody down. And you know what? It's when your mates come round and go, you know what? You have got it right and you remember those good days and remember when we did this and that and you go, okay, yeah, all right, get on with it. And actually William is so brilliant because he says it as it is. That hasn't changed in his career. That he will just be brutally honest. We are like brother and sister. And so if he says something ridiculous, I will say to him, you just can't say that, or that's a load of rubbish. And we will have a good bit of banter. But it's healthy banter. And if he will make a comment to me that most people will probably fall over and think, my God, he's being rude. Actually, I appreciate it because I know he will.
And it comes from a place
yes,
of
yeah,
friendship.
and he's meaning it totally for all the best interests.
But you did put the moral welfare of your child in his charge because he is Godfather Wilkie.
I know, brilliant.
The Christmas present.
Christmas present.
Let's get back to here because this is where it all started. Silver medal for Tony. What's this, 86?
It was a very long time ago, and it would be about 86. Yes, I was 15, going 16. How lucky was I or we going to a championship in Italy, in Rome? Our mothers drove the lorries down there because we weren't expected to be sitting on the lorry with them. I think it would have driven them mad. They had the most amazing trip together going down there. And there we were, we arrived, we were representing our country. And you know what? It was from then on that really made me think, this is what I want to do. You know, I didn't set the world alight. Yes, we won team gold, I think. But it was just so special to have that flag and it still makes me tingle, even just talking about it now, that it was my driving force to get better.
And it's interesting, he said the same, like that silver made him suddenly realise actually gone from being sort of goofy boy to, hang on, this is really fun and actually winning something.
And there are some gorgeous girls around in the teams as
obviously
well.
Really hot girls as well.
I mean, exactly.
This to me, though, is one of my favourite memories of you guys because it's the World Equestrian Games in Kentucky in 2010 and you were the Golden Guys, weren't you?
Yeah. It was an amazing trip. Obviously, Lexington, a beautiful arenas, the crowd, you really feel like you're at championships. I mean, some places where you don't have the grandstands and it's not quite the same, but there, if you feel like an Olympic Games or anywhere else, that Lexington is the place. And, you know, the Americans do it so well, and we were a very strong team. I had a bit of a mistake cross-country, but it's very much a team effort, and we all felt very proud.
You really were the team player, and great to see you all on the podium going absolutely crazy. And lovely cool mountain, of course, in there as well. Let's have a look at this one because this was Normandy, Team Silver, and obviously there was the great chilly morning. That was a lovely time for Will, but he really enjoyed the team this time because it was a really tough competition, wasn't it?
It was a really tough. The cross country was very influential. The ground, they'd had a lot of rain, it was very muddy, and it was an endurance. It was, a lot of nations fell apart, the horses weren't completing the course, And we were a really strong team. To be on a team there with Zara, and there's obviously William with a stallion, you know, that's so unusual. And I was there with De Novo News, who's a homebred horse. So
that was really emotional for you, wasn't it?
Really special. I evented his mum at Burghley, and to have a horse that looked quite plain as a young horse to go and represent his country at the World Games was special. And he was a lovely, lovely horse. And so that was a cool championships as well.
This was the coolest, though. From your point of view, and from me as a mate watching you, the European Championships of 2009, Will Rode Hidalgo, he finished 4th, but you were European champion.
Yeah. It was amazing. We went there slightly as underdogs. The Germans were beginning to get quite a reputation, and we blew them out the park, which was brilliant. You know, when it comes down to it, we're all going to be jolly competitive. I went there with Minus Frolic, who had been in the Beijing Olympics the year before. So I knew that I had a strong chance of going well. I never put too much pressure on myself thinking I could go there to win it, but I felt that I can go to a competition to be competitive. And if I put in my personal best, then who knows? You know, it does depend on how everybody else is going. But I had a strong chance of going well, and I did. And that was, you know, I haven't won many things. I'm very consistently average, but there was my time to shine.
My defining words for you would not be consistently average, especially when I'm looking at this podium with a European champion.
Compared to your husband, I am very average.
Well, he's never been European champion.
Yes! Oh, God, yes. Actually, I'll remind myself of that.
Yes, you were incredible.
Was a cool one. Yeah.
That was a really cool one. So that's the bronze medal for the Beijing Olympics.
Yeah.
And also quite a different team, isn't it? Because you guys had been the stalwarts, but to have Daisy, Dick in there, and Sharon Hunt alongside you, Mary and Will.
And to be in a team with Mary King was, you know, she was an idol, you know, as I was growing up. I got in there as reserve on Minus Frolic, who was only a young horse. And just everything. And before I went to those Olympics, you know, I had a few people contact me and go, he's a young horse, do you really want to take him in that heat and to Olympic Games? And I just felt that you don't get an opportunity. It just all sort of fell into place with the lovely Minus Frolic, who I'd been quietly producing. And then to go there and then win the individual bronze as well, it was just a complete whirlwind.
Because the Halcyon, I mean, that for you was an extraordinary couple of years, wasn't it? Individual bronze, team bronze at the Olympics, and then to go on and get double gold for you at that European Championships. That's sort of 2008-09, just an amazing time.
Yeah, you know, and it drives you forward. Now you see the pictures, you know, and it is incredibly special, and they should always be on the wall to admire and to look back. And if you ever have moments where you don't have your good days in our sport, which are frequent, you look at that and you go, you know what, that was so special, and they're memories that will live with you, will live with us forever.
People sometimes are astounded about eventing being the only sport where men and women compete on a level playing field, and you've proved that you know, it doesn't make any difference if you're a man or a woman. In my world, in racing, you know, they give £3 allowances, there's all sorts of things of why can't women be champion jockey, but that's never been an issue in your sport, has it?
No, and you know, from word go, you're competing in pony club, boys and girls competing together, and it carries on all the way through. And there's been a stage where sort of boys have sort of said, oh, riding is a girl's thing. But actually, here in Britain, it's very even. And some of the other nations, it is more male-dominated. But I think over here, it's each to your own. If you get the right horse to suit your physique and your temperament and everything else, it's very, very even.
I want to finish with one of my all-time favourites, because I'm sure you'll be thrilled to know that on our wall, on our gallery, is this really glamorous picture of you two.
I know. We were...
What is this?
Yes, we were told to get dressed up and to do that. William isn't, I'm sure his own admission, a fan of dancing or acting. And we had to just sort of dance around in Germany doing a
So this is
German
Young
dance.
Riders European Championships actual swag.
Yes, and they put us together to represent Great Britain.
In the laser.
Yes, fabulous moments. Let's move on from those ones. No, we can do that. Well, there's a few here. Actually, what's lovely about your wall is that you have the successes and the near misses. So it brings it to reality that actually sometimes it does go wrong.
Well, we know,
But-
don't we? I mean, this recovery is completely dotted. You know how understated he is. He came back from this round at Blair and had a moment at the tables. And we're like, oh, right, carry on.
Yeah, well done.
He lay down.
I know. I mean, it just shows exactly that. When luck is with you, it's with you. I mean, like there, he is showing his true brilliance, staying on, but it would have just been that tiny little more, that 1 minute success, or you're rolling around on the floor.
But you're both incredible. For you, just to summarise, you've got some lovely horses. You're brilliant on the telly. You've got 2 kids. You're sponsored. You're building a house. I mean, it's just your life is crazy.
It is crazy. I just put my career in a sort of like 4-year cycles. Got Billy the Red, who is a world-class horse. It depends on how everyone else is going. I start every year afresh. But Britain, I've got a really strong team of riders, really strong horses. So it's the survival of the fittest, really.
So you'll either be there riding or be listening to your dulcet tones on the BBC.
Well, hopefully they will have me. I love it. I love talking about the sport that I love so much about. So it's very easy for me to talk about it. I prefer to be behind the camera instead of in front of the camera. But I can talk all day about it because I have such a passion of working with the horses and explaining what we do and what we want to achieve.